Okay, I'm down to 8% on this battery. This is the last time I'm going to try and record this. I saw a video yesterday by one of the major Uber tubers. He spoke about a lot of good things. Spoke about working smarter, not harder. He spoke about being strategic, or if you weren't, that you would not be successful. Loved it. He spoke about not going out and buying a new car because that's going to screw you as far as driving Uber and Lyft and the depreciation and wear and tear and being upside down on the loan and all of that other fun stuff. And so his advice was, if you did buy one, pay it back, pay back the loan ASAP. Not bad advice, okay? But it reminded me of a video that Uberman did a ways back, and it was on the same subject about new cars. And it was the same message. It was, don't go out and do it. Don't go out and do it. You're going to screw yourself. The wear and tear on your vehicle, the depreciation, blah, blah, blah. And that was one of the few videos that I actually chimed in on, and he took the time to respond to it. And I have a lot of respect for him. He was one of the first Uber tubers, major Uber tubers that I ever watched to learn how to do this. And when I asked him, well, how come no one ever talks about the tax benefits, the advantages to owning your own business and what you can write off and all of these things? His response was, because no one wants to learn tax law. And it just blew my head off, because I'm like, it shows a level of naivete. I will even use the word, and I'm not being mean, ignorance. Like, I don't know tax law, but I know how to swipe and take snapshots through QuickBooks to document my expenses. It keeps track of my mileage automatically. And at the end of the year, it tabulates all the reports that I need to give to my tax preparer to do my taxes. I know nothing about tax law, but I do know the advantages to having your own business set up. There are infinitely more tax advantages to having a business set up as opposed to just getting in your car, driving, and deducting 10,000 miles at 53 cents a mile at the end of the year. Now, that does not apply to everyone. I understand that. If you have a full-time job and you only do this a couple of hours during the week, or when you can on the weekends or whatever, it doesn't apply to you. But if you, like me, if you're a part-time driver who uses this vehicle or your vehicle 80% of the time or more for Uber, it applies to you. If you're in your car 60, 70, 80 hours a week, it applies to you. If you consider yourself to be a full-time rideshare, Uber, Lyft driver, it applies to you. There's a lot of information out there from the major Uber tubers, but they can only talk about what they know. So go out and do the research yourself. One of the things that you need to do, if this is your craft, is you need to know your craft. You need to learn it. You need to take the time to do the research to see if it makes sense to incorporate. And guess what? The old adage about spending money to make money, sometimes that's what you got to do. Not for nothing, I know somebody who contacted me on my website. Long story short, the gentleman, he wanted help. He can't understand. He's working all these hours. He's not making enough money and whatever. And I started asking him some questions. And of course, one of the questions I asked him was, what kind of car you drive? I forgot what he said. It was a relatively current model Infinity. Leather interior. That was, oh, you're driving a luxury vehicle, man. So as I'm talking to him further, I find out that he's operating on the X platform. He signed up for the X platform. And he's driving a luxury vehicle in New York City. So I'm talking a little bit further, and I see that he's trying to get information from me. And I said, listen, there's some ways that I can talk to you, I can help you, but I'm not going to do that for free. I said, at the end of the day, I have a website. You reach me through the website. You want information, you want to learn, you want to know how to make more money. But like many others, they're not willing to pay to learn. This whole emphasis on instruction and education and training and coaching, the things that the simple driver spoke about from day one. I won't take it away from the rideshare professor, him too. I think he even had his own course. I think I even bought his own course. I can't even remember watching it. But the point with all of that is we want to make all this money. We're not willing to invest in ourselves to learn the craft, to learn the job, to learn the business the way we should. And then we get mad because we're not making the amount of money that we feel we should be making. You're going to get in, you're going to get out what you put in. If you're driving on the X platform, do not compare yourself to someone who's driving luxury vehicles, SUVs. They're getting paid twice the pay rate, the mileage rate that you are. They're driving people who are more inclined to tip, who have no problem paying, who don't necessarily want to share a ride just because they want to save a couple of dollars, and they're only taking what could have been a walk from point A to point B. You're living in a different world. And so, yes, it's going to be helpful to be strategic. And yes, before you say it, I know what I'm talking about, because for months when this market first opened up, I operated X only. Uber would not allow me to operate on the premium platform or any of the higher tiers. And the comparable vehicles to mine were listed. And I fought with them back and forth. And at one point, their response was, hey, sorry, buddy. Your type vehicle is just not on the list. And I'm saying, but wait a minute, it seats 8, it's got leather, it's black, they didn't even want to hear it. So the point with all of this is, it's not just about what you make per hour. It's about what you're able to keep in your pocket at the end of the year when you do your taxes. Because your taxes is an expense, just like buying gas. It's guaranteed. It's an expense. Just like the maintenance on your car, you're going to have to pay taxes, right? So instead of paying $5,000 tax liability, I'm just throwing numbers out there, why not pay $500? Hell, why not pay nothing? Why not get a refund? All right, coming up on 8 minutes 30 seconds. I'm gonna end the video there. Do the research, folks. If you're gonna do this, know what you're doing. Take the time to learn. Don't just sit here and watch a bunch of YouTubers who are doing it and think you can learn everything that you need to learn about your market, wherever you might be. That being said, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to get up on out of here. Stay frosty, my friends. Until the next video, see ya.